What we're going to do in this video is insert media into our website. Now, in the long run, should we require it, we'll get our own Flash server and place videos on there, and we'll talk about that by and by. For the time being, the quick and easy win to putting videos on the site is to use a tool like YouTube. So that's what we're going to do. Now, I'm logged in as Sandra. What I'm going to do is go into the About Janmark page, and I'm going to add a new text element to this page. So, usual thing to do, we go up, we select the text HTML module, we'll put it video about Janmark, we'll put it in the content pane at the bottom, so it's going to be underneath the documents element. Same visibility as the page and align to the left. So we now have a little text area. Right, I'm going to go into the edit text region and get rid of the current content. Now, you see at the moment basic text box is selected. That's deliberate. Let me switch to rich text editor and show you why we don't use this mode. Before I do anything else, let's bring up a YouTube page. This page is the last video. It's the YouTube page for document libraries. As you can see, it's actually playing. I don't know whether it picks up the sound, so I don't know whether you can hear it, but that's the previous video. So I'm going to pause that. Now over here you'll notice on the right, let me move that into the center of the screen, they have embed text. We can even customize the embed text too. We can include related videos, not include them, we can play around with colors and so forth. What I'm going to do now is just simply get the embed text, copy that. So I now have the HTML. Let's go into our text editor. Now, first of all, this is what not to do. If I paste it into the rich text editor, you can see all this HTML. Unfortunately, in rich text editor, you don't want to see the HTML. Watch what happens if I update like this. You see, it hasn't worked. We still have all this HTML. That's useless. So what we need to do is go back in, and this time go into the basic text box. Now, if you look at this, there's a whole lot of gobbledygook here. And what's happened is it's taken the HTML and it's escaped it. It's converted it into a form which displays the HTML rather than interpreting the HTML. So rather than showing you what you mean, it shows you the underlying code. So what I'm going to do now is replace that with the same paste from YouTube. And you can see it's much smaller because this time it hasn't escaped the characters. Now if I switch back to rich text editor, now you can see it actually shows as a flash item there. And if I update, now I have the video embedded within the page. And if we go to view mode and come out the control panel, this is how the users would see it. And there is our video embedded in the website that users can play. So I click play and there it is. Okay, you can of course still edit text about this. So if I go back into edit mode, I could go in, and now that we've got it properly embedded, I could add text. You know, this is text about the video. As a matter of courtesy for users with visual impairment, when you have a video, you should describe what's inside the video. Obviously people with visual impairment can hear the video. For deaf listeners, it's considered appropriate to have a transcript of the content of the video so they can see it, but they can then read the text. In an ideal world you'd have subtitling or something equivalent, but obviously you may not find that practical, though with some tools you can do that. The other thing that you might want to consider is you could put these things side by side. So we could add a second text element into this right hand content pane and have a description of the video beside the video rather than underneath it or above it inside the same text element. So that's how easy it is to add video. Of course, what you need to do is get your videos onto YouTube. YouTube will take any kind of standard video format that you can get hold of, you upload it, and it converts it into this kind of streaming flash format, which works in across browsers, so it's a very, very good format to use. There are limitations as to how long the video can be, so you might need to split videos into parts in order to fix, I think, this 10-minute limit. Okay, that's a little video on how you add videos to your website.